Gut instinct. I was thinking the other day about gut instinct. You know how sometimes you have this instinct, your body tells you something and you should go with your gut instinct. Well, that's how I've been doing movies this year. I've seen Superman has got $120 million. That's just in the US. That's pretty good for Superman. Uh, you know, I'm uploading this video because I was thinking about stuff this weekend about how I've been looking at movies differently. And so what I was doing is I'm going with my gut instinct. So I really wanted Superman to do good, even though I didn't want to go see it. I want Fantastic Four to do good, even though I'm not going to go see it. Uh, that Julia Garner girl that's playing the new Silver Surfer, she said she was just happy that she was able to be able to have an opportunity to play that role. I think she's a little cutie. I'll just, I ain't gonna lie, being a dude, man, the way I love women, if I would just go just see her body because she's just a cute little thing. She's a doll baby to me. I always did like her. She's a young actress, but I hope that Fantastic Four does good, and I think it really will do good. And I think that it's good that James Gunn got a hit for his little DC universe thing. I guess I think I'm just burnt out. Thunderbolts, when it goes on sale, I think I'll buy it because I heard it's a good movie. So the question is, what side are you guys on? I've been noticing in movies, man, there's always been sides. Back in 2000 and 2006 and 7, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I really wasn't into the stuff that I'm into now. And what I mean by that is like ever since I got on YouTube one day and YouTube just like boom, it overwhelmed me. And I just was on it and I was on it and I'm on it. And I've been trying to wean myself off YouTube and also been winging myself off on a lot of YouTube that has a lot of people that has platforms that is just so negative, so angry. And that's not bad either. It's just that I just don't want to be in the company of that kind of stuff. I just, and I ain't saying that every movie is supposed to be, like everybody's supposed to say, oh, I like this movie and that's just the way it is and you should like this movie and all that. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that, sorry about that, I was adjusting my camera. But what I am saying is that a lot of times now I'm just getting to the point where I'm just watching movies that I feel like it's just a gut instinct type of movie. In other words, I'm just gonna go with my gut, and what I mean by that is I I just I didn't want to go see Superman, but at the same time I ain't had nothing against him, and I do want to put this out there, you guys. You guys got to start realizing a lot of actors and actresses are not. Some of them are just doing their job. Now, I was happy for this cast that this movie came out and did good, as far as making 126 million. I think it made 95 million internationally. Uh, but when somebody says they don't like a movie, or somebody says they like a movie, there's no reason to have an argument. You can't program somebody to think the same as you do. So that's something I'm just trying to get away from. I went and seen Jurassic World Rebirth. I knew that movie was going to be divisive. Uh, and I could tell people was going to be, probably thought it was boring because I kind of dozed off a couple times. But I enjoyed that movie due to the fact that I was able to hang out with one of my kids I haven't seen since last year. And I was able to hang out with a couple friends I ain't hung out with in a while. So we had a good time. We had dinner. So I think it's the individual. 28 years later, when I seen that, I was jacked up to go see that. But man, I ain't gonna lie, I was struggling with that. And in spite of all that, I'm still gonna buy that movie and put it in my collection. I love 28 Weeks Later and 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. I love both those movies. And so I'm gonna get 28 Years Later. It's different. Sinners so far is, to me, the best movie of the year. And Megan 2.0, I ordered that. I pre-ordered that, getting that movie. And I know a lot of people don't like that movie. And I knew when I went out and, seeing that movie, I knew that movie would be divisive. You know what I mean? And so I just, I don't know. What else? Until Dawn. I knew a lot of people who are big gamers wouldn't like that movie because here's the problem with Until Dawn. If Sony would have made Until Dawn directly to the game, a lot of them would have came out and said, "Well, they just made that. You might as well just play the game. They just made it step for step of the game." Now, would I want them to do that? Yeah, I would have. But I like how they did this one. I bought that. That thing was expensive, man, for 4K. uh, as far as digital, sometimes I wait on stuff to come out on digital, like Drop. Drop was very good. I enjoyed that. Death for the Unicorn. I hope that they have that come out on a 4K. And I know a lot of people didn't care for that. And there's some people that didn't care. There's some people that like that. So you got people out there that like certain things that other people just don't like. But to have these arguments, I got up this morning, I seen on the YouTube channel where some people are bickering over Superman because they said some people like Superman, some people don't care for Superman, and some people are like wondering why you like Superman. What do you mean wondering why you like Superman? There are people allowed to like whatever they like. I seen it. I was like, really? Dang, I'm happy for James Gunn, and I'm happy for the actors and the actresses that's their job. You make a movie, you want it to do good. So James Gunn's movie, Superman, is going to do good on digital when it comes out too. And a lot of times, you need to wait on the sale when you are interested in these movies. Take, for instance, I'm slightly interested in Fantastic Four. I'm slightly interested in Thunderbolts. I'm slightly interested in Superman. But if you wait on sale or want them to drop on streaming services, then you can watch it for free. Like, for instance, Fantastic Four, you'll probably be able to watch it on Disney probably in December or January after they make the money. They make the money in the theatrical thing, and then they make the money on the digital platform, rental platform, and then it'll go to the streaming thing. Now, as far as Superman, I don't know what Superman is. I don't know who's behind Superman. I don't know if that's Warner Brothers or not. But if Superman's on Warner Brothers, you can watch it on HBO Max. But this video is basically about going with your gut. My gut has not been with watching these high-profile movies. Superman's high-profile. Jurassic Rebirth, it was high-profile. 28 weeks later, maybe. Sinners, maybe, and Megan 2.0. Sinners was not a letdown. Megan 2.0 was a letdown. 28 years later was a letdown, I admit. Jurassic World Rebirth, a lot of people didn't care for it. A lot of people didn't care for Until Dawn. I liked all those movies. You understand what I'm saying? And I got a friend of mine who he didn't care for Jurassic World. I told him I didn't think it was that good, but we just liked dinosaurs. 28 years later, he liked it. I liked it. It was different. Megan 2.0, he said he knew when he went in to go see Megan 2.0, he knew what he was going into and he enjoyed it. Same with me. But I knew people would be, on the fence with that. So I'm just saying, what is your gut instinct telling you? That's what I'm saying. If you ever done something and you said, man, this don't feel right. There's something about it just don't feel right. You walk and you're like, I don't like the way I'm feeling here, man. This is hey man, I'm not gonna go, man. I don't want to be. I changed my mind. And then later on, you find out nothing bad happened. It's just that whatever you was feeling, somebody tell you. So now I know why I didn't go. I just didn't like the way I was feeling. See what I'm saying? So my gut instinct told me no Thunderbolts. My gut instinct told me no Superman. My gut instinct told me no freaking Thunderbolts. But that doesn't mean that I wanted to do it. And maybe I'm just burnt out. So, movies that I like, a lot of people probably say, man, how can you watch that stuff? But, everybody's different. We don't have to be mad at each other. And I'm not going to upload videos about why did you like Superman and why did you like this and stuff like that. Sometimes you're scared to go to the movie theater because I am. Because I'm thinking that, golly, man, am I going to go in here and they're going to shove something in my face? Are they going to preach at me again? Are they going to, check off the boxes? I hate that. I just want to be entertained, man. I want to see a good movie. I don't want to be preached to. I don't want to see nothing I don't believe in. I told you guys, I study God's word. I ain't perfect. I done did a lot of stuff I ain't proud of, and you gotta ask God for forgiveness, man. And you gotta not worry about someone thinking you change. You gotta change within yourself. You know you change, you're a better person. All of us got to pass. Movie stars we watch got things they're not proud of. Producers like James Gunn. Nobody's perfect on this thing, but man, there's just things I just don't want to see in the movie industry. And if I don't, I get worried when I sit down in a theater and I'm getting ready to watch something. The first thing I say to myself, I hope I don't see nothing being preached to about political stuff. I don't want to see two women kissing and licking on each other. I don't want to see two men kissing and licking on each other. When I do, it takes me out. I work with people like that, but I don't hate them. I just don't want to see it, So, and there's some people's like, oh, you need to lighten up. Now, I ain't never had nobody tell me that, but they tell me to lighten up. So don't tell me to lighten up. Don't tell me how I don't get into this stuff and this point blank. You can do you and I can do me. So that's all I gotta say about that. I don't want to be this channel that talks about woke, talks about politics, all that. You could get a lot more views if you did that, but I just don't want to do that. I want to go see last summer, what you did last summer. I want to see Black Phone 2. I want to see The Conjuring, the last Conjuring movie. I want to see Weapons. All those movies could be terrible. I think Weapons might be a sleeper hit. Maybe. But even if I do go see Weapons and it's not that good, it's not going to bother me. I'm not going to be mad. Oh, well, I dropped $8.25. If I go to a city and watch it at a big IMAX or whatever these big theaters they call them, sometimes I drop like $12 or $14 for one ticket because of the way the theater is set up. It's so big and it's so, the theater is big and you got good surround. So you pay for what you get. So I'm not going to be mad. I just, if somebody asks me, hey, what you think of movies? Man, it was okay. You might like, you might not. You might want to wait till it comes out on digital and stuff. Because a lot of times when stuff comes out on digital, here's what it does when it comes out on digital. It'll be $29.99. And for rent, it'd be $19.99. So it's almost like $20. So by the time you do the sales tax, it's $21 and some change. But if you buy it digital, it's $29.99. So you're paying like maybe $31 total. So you do that for a while. Then they'll have a sale. Next thing you know, it's like you can buy it for $14.99 and you can rent it for $9.99. Then if you wait a longer, then you can buy it for $12 and then you can rent it for $5.99. You see how it goes? They know what they're doing. And if you're smart, Black Friday's always got those sales, man. Black Friday, let's just say for Black Friday, I want to get Fantastic Four. Let's just say the word of mouth says how, like Superman, I don't know if I'm going to buy Superman for I probably won't buy it. I don't know. It has to be super cheap for me to buy it. Thunderbolt's going to have to be cheap before I buy it. Fantastic Four has to be cheap before I buy it. Am I mad at those movies? No. It's just, you got to go with your gut. Have you guys been going with your gut? A lot of y'all are going with your gut. I don't want to go and be mad about whatever's in the movie. I've been burnt too many times by Disney. I've been burnt too many times by a lot of movie industries that's just always trying to shove something in there. To me, they lost their way. So, I just think that if they just go back to just making good movies. There are so many untold stories out there and so many movies that they can make and just make a movie and say, it's starring so-and-so, co-star so-and-so. Go back to old school, man. That's why you collect physical copies. That's why you get movies that you can enjoy. So anyway, I just thought I dropped this video because you need to go with your gut. What is your gut telling you? That's what this video is all about. I'm just sharing with you that when it comes to movies, have you been going with your gut? Or are you getting tired of getting burnt? Like I said, some of these movies, like James Gunn's Superman might be under Warner Brothers. I don't know if it is or not, but you probably be able to watch it on HBO Max. Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, you're gonna be able to watch that on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus. I got rid of it a long time ago. So you have all these options to wait. If you have patience, you can watch a lot of these movies. A lot of times, you can go to work and somebody can stop me and say, "Hey man, did you go see so and so?" So no, man, I heard it was pretty good. I say, yeah, I've been hearing that too. This is what I be saying to people. And I go, man, I think I'll watch it when I hit a sale. That's the thing about having Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime will have these sales, on their site physically and on their site digitally on TV. You just have to catch a sale. I got movies that I like to buy physical, but I got movies I like to buy digital. And if it's a good sale, I'll be like, wow, that's a pretty good sale. Let's say hypothetically, if Thunderbolts have a sale on digital. And I'm like, dang, that's cheap for that movie. Jeez, I think I'll watch that movie and then I got it on my digital thing. Same way with physical. Uh, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm a full 100% man. I love women. And Julia Gardner, man, I'd just be going to watch Fantastic Four just to see her on that surf, just to see what she looked like. Like, I'm just saying. Cause that's she's a cute little, she's a very, that chick's only 31 years old. She's she's the same age around, Harry Potter cast. She's around that age. She might be, that's crazy how she's 31. I got, children, I got grown kids that's her age, but she's pretty hot. But anyway, she's not drop dead gorgeous, but she holds her own. That's what I'm saying. So anyway, that's what this video is all about. I'm just asking you guys, have you been checking out movies on your gut, with a gut instinct, because I can honestly tell you, I do not want Superman to do bad. I do not want these actors and actresses to put so much work into producers and the people in the companies and all the people that's involved making movies to do bad. But what I want is a good story. I don't want to be preached to. I don't want to have something I don't believe in. If my boys was little or my daughter was little and I had all 5 of my kids, which I never was able to have at one time, there'd be a lot of movies they just wouldn't see. They'd be like, Dad ain't going to take us to go see that movie because, you see what I mean? But they can do whatever they want because they're grown. See what I'm saying? But, if you like a movie, you like a movie. If you don't care for the movie, then you don't care for the movie. If you're in the middle, then you are in just the middle of the movie. That's all. You're not picking sides. You just ain't into it, Some people just, they'll just wait. There's movies I've watched, and I went to work and I told people at work, I said, man, I went and seen this movie, man. I said, I kind of wish now I would have went to the theater to see that movie. I was kind of surprised, I said that a lot about movies, I was just like, dang, I didn't know that movie was that good. Wow, man, I should have went to the theaters. Like, for instance, my surround sound that I got, and some of us got nice home theaters set up we've invested in. Oh yeah, you betcha. I'm going to buy F1 because I should have went to the theater to go see F1. I really should have went to see theater to see F1. Not just for that sound design alone. So, or if it drops on Apple Plus, let's say if it's on Apple Plus, I don't look for F1 to be on Apple Plus until like October or November because they want to make sure they make their money. And if it's on Apple Plus, then you could just pay your little $10 and watch it on Apple Plus for like 30 days. You see where I'm going here with this? So that's all this video is about. And another thing I want to make sure I put this out here. I never ask you guys to hit the like or subscribe button. And the only reason why I'm sharing this with you is because this channel is going to be a snail's pace, man. I got to start doing what I feel like I'm comfortable with. And, I drop videos like this, and I am happy that Superman did good. And it's going to continue to do good because why? It's because you still got digital for like 6-7 weeks before it comes out on physical. And all the people that liked it are going to buy it. And all the people that's in the middle could either buy it digitally or not. And the people that don't like it, well, they ain't going to buy it. You see what I'm saying? It's going to make its money. So I hope all these movies do good. And I really like to see these actors, man. People that puts their work into these movies do good. And I'm glad for the cast of Superman. I really am. So, with that being said, I'm gonna close out with that. Y'all have a blessed day and stuff. And like I said, man, I have to start dropping videos like this. I'm not gonna be watching TV every day so I can drop a video. I'm not gonna watch something and just sit. I'm not a sit down guy. I like to sit down and I like to get my rest. But man, I gotta work out. I gotta keep the house clean. I gotta do laundry. I got a job. I gotta take walks. I gotta ride my bike. And I can't sit down and watch TV like that. Some people watch TV because maybe that's all they do. And maybe they just want to make sure they upload something on their channel. I'm just not that channel, man. I ain't that channel. And I'm damn sure ain't begging for people to subscribe. And I ain't damn begging people to hit the like button. The reason why I'm saying that, because when I watch YouTube videos, I'll tell you this over, and this is the last time I'm almost done. It just bugs me when somebody says, be sure to hit the like and subscribe station. Hit the like and subscribe button. It would sure help my channel. Or consider joining my Patreon. I'm like, man, you had me hooked there for a while. Even though I might stay and listen to the rest of the video, I'm like, oh, here we go. Dang, man, I get it, I guess. I get it. But I don't know. Another thing I've been doing, closing out, is like, take weapons. When weapons get close, you got a lot of these YouTubers that get their, well, I got the early screening. Like, weapons might be able to come. Let's say weapons comes out on Friday. You got people they'll get an early screening on Tuesday, but they'll be like, I won't be allowed to put up my review until Wednesday at 12 o'clock. So what I've been doing on YouTube is I'm going to go today and get rid of some people that I subscribe to. And then I'm going to make sure that I don't watch anything before weapons come out, because I don't want nothing to be spoiled. I don't want to see somebody's thumbnail, like, it'll have weapons and it'll have the picture in the background. They're like, it's like, oh, shit. That means this movie sucked. I want to go in there on the blind. I want to go in there on the blind. I don't want nothing. And I did that with Jurassic World Rebirth, but a day before that, this woman had this girl, she is really good. I always seem to like her videos, but man, I happened to look and she was real sad. And she had Jurassic Rebirth. And I was like, man, I'm getting ready to go see that movie. I didn't want to see that. So, or I also been doing this, is I actually been not watching anything on YouTube like a week before that movie comes out. I actually been doing that. I say, you know what? I ain't gonna turn on YouTube, because YouTube has a knack of just throwing everything at you, even when you say do not recommend. So they'll just keep throwing. You'll see somebody's thumbnail. Oh, I got to go see Jurassic World Rebirth, and I'll tell you, me and a few other influencers got their early review and stuff like that. You know what? I get it, and a lot of us eat that crap up. I don't know anymore. I think I like going to movies just on the regular. I like going in there on the day it's released and just seeing it with everybody else, and I'm just not into it, you guys, be honest with you. You know what I mean? So anyway, I hope you guys understand what this video is all about. I'm just saying, go with your gut. Have you been going with your gut? Have you been watching movies going with your gut? That's all I'm asking. Go with your gut. Even if your gut tells you that something don't feel right and you don't want to go, don't go. And even if you wait 6 months or 4 months or 3 months and you watch, you be like, wow, this movie was good. Well, that means your gut was wrong. Because a lot of times you want, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted Superman to do good, and it did. It made $123 million in the U.S. It made $95 million overseas. So it's gonna make its money back. I guess it's a $250 million budget. So $250 million budget, I think, right? And then you probably got $3 or $4 million in marketing and all that stuff. Well, let's say $250 million to make, and you drop $4 million in marketing. So that's 250. So 259, 260. So 260 and 200. So you'd have to make 260 to break even. And then you'd have to make 300 million to make a profit. Is that right? Yeah, you always got to factor in that little money that they put off to the side for marketing. That's crazy, man. That's why you need to cut the cost down, man. Cut the cost down. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next video. We'll see you.